Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ray from RT6. This is our first episode of this new series. It's a show where we talk about literally anything and everything. So today, in our first episode, we will be talking about the newly announced Nintendo NX, officially confirmed to have a March 2017 release date by Nintendo themselves today. What was also confirmed is the release side by side of a Wii U and 3D and NX version of the new Legend of Zelda game. Now, this has been met with some criticism, some praising it. I myself am going to say I'm critical of it. I do not like this decision at all, because they've decided to not tell us anything about the NX, even at E3 this year, which I think is a very bad idea. They're deciding not to tell us about something that we don't know anything about, and they expect us to buy it as soon as it does come out. This is a shady business practice by them, in my opinion. I personally feel that moving the Zelda Wii U to NX as a cross-platform game and delaying it till 2017 is a horrible idea, and for one reason only. It leaves the Wii U with a bone-dry holiday release so far. As of right now, there is not a single game in the Wii U library exclusive to Nintendo coming out this holiday season. There are 3DS games, but there are no Wii U games. Unless this changed at E3, as of right now, this is a really bad idea for that reason alone. What they should have done was something very similar to what they did with Super Smash Bros. Back in 2014, where they released one version for one system and then a little while later released an enhanced version for another. This would have been a smarter business practice, as it would have given the people who don't want to adopt a new system right away the chance to enjoy the game that most of them bought the system for. Now, I myself am not included in that statement. I bought my Wii U for the game you see on the screen right here for Super Smash Bros. Everything else was a bonus to me. But still, the fact that we are now not getting Nintendo's Legend of Zelda game until March 2017 is not fair. I think this is a bad decision. And from what they've told us, they don't want to display the NX at E3. Well, where the hell else are you going to display this game system? How the hell are we going to decide if we want to buy it or not? How the hell are we going to see what type of controller it has? This is not a good decision at all. E3 is the biggest gaming convention of the year, and this would be the perfect place for them to show us what the system is, how powerful it is, what it looks like, and most importantly, what its controller looks like. Because I'll be completely honest with you, if it's that stupid little football-headed turd thing that was rumored a couple weeks ago, I'll shoot myself, because that is the worst controller design I have ever seen in a console ever. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but that's dumb. What they should do is re-release the GameCube controller, make it wireless, basically do what Sony did with the DualShock 2 and DualShock 3, and have that be the controller. Now, if they still want the NX to be a console handheld hybrid like it was rumored to be last year, then that little football controller is fine. You know, if that's going to be the handheld part of it, fine. But do not, for the love of God, make that the primary controller. It would not be well received, and that is what probably killed the Wii U for Nintendo, is the lack of third-party support, which is something they clamored that they were going to have at the beginning. I may have used the wrong word in that. Which is what they claimed they were going to have at the Wii U's announcement. Well, we don't have that. We're lucky to have third-party support for the Wii U, if any at all. Probably the biggest third-party support the Wii U currently has right now is by Disney with Disney Infinity. That's not a whole lot when you look at the other systems that have Call of Duty and Madden and the big sellers, or the things that make people buy the new systems for. You know, they need to change that with the next system, and that's sure as hell not going to attract the third-party support for their cooperation if you have a piss controller that nobody wants to develop for. And another thing, the system needs to be appropriately powered. It cannot be an underpowered system. Some people say the Wii U is an underpowered system. I think, despite the fact that it was underpowered compared to the PS4 and Xbox One, I think it was just powered enough to where it was able to run the games that they created just fine. Now, that wasn't the case for the third-party developers. The third-party developers thought the system would be too weak, which is why we didn't see games such as Fallout 4, Dying Light, and even, one more here, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 released for the Wii U, despite the fact that Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2, or not 1, I apologize, that Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty Ghosts were both released for the Wii U. This needs to be, they need to change up what they're doing with the system, and not showing us what it is a horrible idea. They need to show us what it is. They need to show us how powerful it is. They need to show us the controller. Promise us this time that they're going to have the third-party support. Now, they don't need to have every fucking third-party game that comes out for the PS4 and Xbox One or PS5 and next Xbox, but they need to have some support. Jesus, like, I have 38 Wii U games in my library right now, and almost all of them, aside from maybe 7, are Nintendo-published games. I've got Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Disney Infinities, all 3 versions, Sonic Lost World, Zombie U, Shovel Knight, and Deus Ex, and Resident Evil Revelation, all of which are third-party. Everything else is Nintendo-published, though, so that just shows you just how little third-party support they had. That's something they need. They had it with the GameCube. They semi-had it with the Wii for the most part, because they got the FIFAs and the Maddens and a couple Call of Duties here and there. They had none of that with the Wii U. It's horrible. Yeah, it's just, they're in a bad situation right now. I do believe they can recover. I am a huge Nintendo fan and a huge Nintendo supporter. I just don't really like some of the decisions they've made recently, and I really don't want to see Nintendo go the wayside. You know, there's some of the reason why I still play video games. You know, a lot of these games have gotten too dark and gloomy and gun-loving and stuff like that. I don't mind a gun here and there, but, you know, I don't need to play every fucking game with a gun in it. And that's a lot of games out there right now. Nintendo is what's kept the gaming industry afloat for me. I feel like they're the ones who still bring variety. You know, yes, you can claim, oh, the other games are just rehashes, but that's an opinion. It's not necessarily a fact, because at least they're not releasing all their games from last generation on their new systems like everybody else is doing for the PS4 and Xbox One. I'm looking at Saints Row 4, Darksiders 2, and God of War 3 as examples on this. But yes, Nintendo's in a rough spot right now. You know, they're in a transitional period from their previous console to a new console, but I firmly believe that they can solve this issue if they use their heads. And when I say use your head, I mean don't let Reggie make any decisions. God, that guy is the reason Nintendo of America is so in the toilet right now. So, here's what they need to do. A traditional controller, such as the GameCube controller, or something new that doesn't suck. You know, even if they want to use a rehashed version of the Wii U Pro controller, that can work. No more gimmicks. No more motion control. No more touchscreens. No more cameras. Just go back to traditional gaming. No more casual support. Well, not necessarily no more casual support, but quit losing your shit over the casuals. They don't matter. You know, they mattered with the Wii. You got lucky with them. They don't matter anymore. They clearly didn't buy the Wii U. Don't give it a stupid-ass name. Wii U was a stupid-ass name. It confused a lot of consumers, which is why it probably sold so poorly. Have the third-party... And finally, have the third-party support, which is what kept which is what kept pretty much every other console alive since, you know, the PS2. You know, and lastly, I just figured I'd add this on there as well. Having an online system that isn't, you know, kind of crappy. Like, the Wii U had a greatly improved online system compared to the Wii, but it was still not that great. It could have been better. It didn't have an easy tracking friends list. It didn't have a cross-party chat. It didn't have an achievement/awards system. You know, something like that would probably be a better decision for them. Backwards compatibility is okay if you want to do that. That's fine. Don't do re-releases of everything on the Wii U for the NX, like they've done with PS4 and Xbox One. Because that's annoying. If someone bought a game for the Wii U, as long as it's, you know, not ridiculous, like, don't be porting Splatoon over to the NX, because there's no point to that. Don't port something over that you just ported over to Wii U, like Wind Waker or Twilight Princess. Do something new if you want to port something. Like, if you want to port Super Mario Sunshine to the NX, oh, hell yeah, I'm all for that. But still, those are my opinions on what Nintendo should do with the NX. I think that's some of the things they should do with their business practice overall. I think they've gotten a little too happy with their handheld market, and they're focusing too hard on the 3DS compared to the Wii U, and that's some of the reason why that struggled. But we will discuss that point in another episode. This video is starting to wind down as I set this Smash Bros. Fight to be 11 minutes long, and I can't believe I've already talked for 11 minutes straight. This was RT6. This is a brand new series, like I said, where we talk about anything and everything. I will be uploading videos for this probably daily, and if you could go ahead and rate, comment, subscribe, it would really help out my channel, and I really appreciate that, guys. You guys have yourselves a damn good one. All right, bye.